The world is changing. Inspiration is everywhere. It has never been so easy to connect, share, and bring people together. We're learning from others and finding the best in ourselves. Challenging our beliefs. Sharing our vulnerability. Overcoming our fears. Transforming ourselves so we can transform the world. How far can we go?
This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. My guest today is... This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. My guest today is David McNamara, recent graduate of our Broadcast Yourself course. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us about you. Where are you from and what do you do?
Most recently from Nashville, Tennessee, and I run a boutique personal support agency taking care of elderly and handicapped adults.
Okay, all right. And what was going on in your life, personally, professionally, before you decided to join us in the academy? Like, what were the struggles or challenges or kind of thoughts?
Well, starting the course was it was an interesting thing for me. I was at a point where the caregiving company needed to grow. We had taken a little hiatus to finish building our house, and we moved forward from that. In sort of getting back into the business, you sort of take inventory and sort of look at what's going on and say, okay, let's lay out a new plan. The sidetrack is over. Let's get to work. And you take inventory of things, and I made the sort of the cardinal sin of looking back at all of the work that the wake of work that I did, or that we have all done, and I was blown away by all of the different things, all the different families that we've helped over the years. We started in 2011, and just the accumulated business, or the accumulated billable hours actively helping families. And then the number of families that we've helped, whether it's providing care, direct care, or just mentorship or coaching, I was blown away. They say you're not supposed to do those things, but man, every now and again it's healthy. You really look at it, and you spend too much time with your nose to the grindstone. When you look up, you're like, wow, man. I realized there's got to be more. I can do more. I can really take this to the next level. It was kind of a shot of confidence in a way, like, wow, I'm really doing something here. We started our company because we needed a good one. We needed a different one, I should say. Our experience with Gina's mother it just wasn't what we wanted. And it was too easy to fix. We tried a couple of different caregiving companies and find proper care, and it was just so disruptive. I thought, man, it's just too easy to fix this. These are, it might be a little finger to the chest in a couple of areas, but positive disruption is needed here, especially when you're dealing with a loved one. You don't negotiate that. You surrender to it in a way. So I started the company in 2011. We did all this work, and I thankfully took a break in a way, and then came back to it and said, we need to find a way. I need to find a way to promote the business, but also balance discretion. That's how you protect people's dignity, right?
Yeah.
Especially in the aging process, because it's a very personal thing, So I said, I don't want to just billboard it or anything else like that. It goes against my ethos just to, put a graphic wrap on a car and drive it all over town. And, you see them around Nashville occasionally, and I just think they've completely missed the point on discretion when you pull up in someone's house that's receiving care, and you've got basically a rolling billboard in, the driveway. It's distasteful. So I knew I was going to do better than that. So, and it also, as a portion of my ethos, is to help people. I'm a mechanical engineer and went into this because I needed something better. So I took pragmatic thinking and applied it to an emotionally charged, or what we call critical care, if you will.
And you decided to join us to broadcast because you wanted to get your message out there in a new way.
In a new way.
Right.
One of the things that I don't like, I really wanted to disrupt, was this corporate insensitivity that comes with caring. They get too big and they implode, and the care suffers, and and then ultimately your loved one suffers. I can't have that. It's exactly that's the impetus that started this company, basically.
Right.
So I wanted to do something different, and I also, part of the ethos of the company at this stage is for my clients, the people that I am responsible for, employees and clients, to have direct access to me at any time. I mean, I was just texting a client and 2 caregivers on my way over here today, just to stay in tune. That's a business model, and it's scalable. It's micro, as opposed to this corporate insensitivity that you get with a macro scale.
Okay. And why London Real? Why us?
It's really great because I watched you from 2012. I was first introduced to you, and I found you through Dave Asprey when I was doing Bulletproof.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
I saw a video of you, and I think Peter Diamandis, I don't really remember, but it was 2012 or 2013, and I thought, man, watch this guy. And look at you now, Brian. Jesus, man. It's all your fault, too, because I can tell you the coursework was transformative. Well, everything here at London Real throughout the years has been transformative. And that's one of the reasons when I found out that you were doing a Broadcast Yourself program. I don't want to say it was a no-brainer, but it was kind of a no-brainer. It was like, this guy, I've watched you since 2012 evolve to what you are today. I've been a fan ever since. Ever since 2012, and it's been personally transformative all along the way. So I'm like, yeah, the money was almost superfluous. It's like, I needed to find a way to get over this blockage of speaking publicly. But I wanted to do it, in a way, like I said, differently than the other guys, and also stick with the ethos of helping people.
Right.
That means I've got to put myself out there. There's the rub. There's the rub. Considering I couldn't stand listening to my own voicemail greeting. That's how much I did not like my own recorded voice at the beginning of this program to the person that I am right now, where I'm here with you, and the subscribers that you have, congratulations, by the way, the subscribers that you have need to hear my message. It's bigger than my hang-up of hearing my own voice.
Nice.
And you pulled that out. Your curriculum did. It's very well done. It asks very challenging questions, very introspective questions. It makes you think and do the work. And I did. And some of the things that it drug up, I spent a lot of time in my war room, if you will. We talk about the war room.
Yeah. What is the Royal War Room for people that don't know?
Oh, it's a battle plan. You've got to look at the entire terrain. You need to see where everything's coming from. You need to look at your competition. You need to lay out your plan. What are they doing so right? Adopt it or change it, evolve it. And you need to have all of that spread out on a wall. You got to do the work, and there's automation for it. There's a couple different apps that you can use, a few other things. I'm old school, so I just use pen and paper sometimes in the war room and just constantly keep, you have to look at the battleground. You have to see where you're fitting in. How are you differentiating yourself? That was some transformative work. It's all your fault, Brian.
I know it is, right? Tell me about those first couple weeks on the course where I throw you in and there's this accountability doc and there's all these people around the world and I'm asking you to upload video when you don't even like your own voicemail. What is that like? Because I guess you knew you had to make this transformation, and you knew when you pulled the trigger on this course that you're forcing yourself in the fire, right?
Absolutely.
But what was that first 2 weeks like?
I'll tell you, throughout the course you have these questions about aha moments. And they're like Easter eggs for me, throughout this whole course. There was like, man, the first video I uploaded was to my Facebook page. just announcing that, I'm starting this podcast and putting myself out there. I can't tell you how many times I didn't want to rehearse it. I just pulled the trigger and said, you know what, I need to get this passed. I don't want to overthink it. It causes more harm than good. Just do it. I'm the only one with the hang up. What's amazing is I have a very small social media footprint until now. And, I don't like counting likes or any of that kind of thing. But you can't ignore that first video has 1,200 views.
Wow.
I don't have 1,200 friends on Facebook. You know what I mean? When you see something, and they're all over the world. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew that with social media you could reach all over the world and get feedback? Super encouraging too, because the people in our group, the coursework, and then my micro audience, which is one of the principles that you've kind of forced us to do, which is also kind of a interesting observation. They all helped me get over this, literally pulling me out of my own shell to where, like I said, I need to be in this seat. I need to reach people. And you helped me do that. Not just pull me out of the shell, but you also showed me how to get out and do this and do it in a manner that's in alignment with dignity, class. That's what these families deserve.
What was the hardest thing for you on the course?
That video.
That first video.
That's it.
That's it.
The technical stuff was easy. It's just clickety clack. What I call clickety clack stuff. You just got to work it out. It really was just pulling myself out of my own shell, getting out of my own way.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because broadcasting in this manner, podcasting, YouTube, getting myself out there on social media in this manner, instead of consuming social media, I'm generating it. And my message in that media is, again, to help families. So it's bigger than me.
Yeah, yeah. What was the biggest win on the course? The thing you were the most proud of, or you're like, when you look back, you're like, oh wow, that was pretty cool.
I would say it was just before getting on the flight. I won't lie to you. It's nerve-wracking. It's nervous. It's all of those things. Recording. They're still there, but they're manageable. Something happened where just before I left, the night before, I was packing and everything else, and I thought, you know what? I'm as nervous as a school kid here, about to walk across the gym floor to ask a girl to dance. And I thought, this is just childish, man. I need to lean into this. And I did. I need to be here. I need to be in front of these cameras. I need to be talking with you. I need to be getting this message out. It's not nervousness, it's excitement. Give me that ball. That's what a player says. Give me that ball. I know what to do with it.
Yeah, yeah. What's the future of the podcast and what you're doing? What do the next 6-12 months look like?
Oh, it's going to be exciting. A lot of the podcasts are going to be solo casts, just explaining some of the lessons that I've learned over the years.
Yeah.
Hard lessons, because I learned a lot. I'm still learning a lot. But there's valuable things that I've learned from helping people of all walks of life. We're Nashville, so I'm taking care of retired country music artists, songwriters, regular people like you and I. We all suffer from the same process, the same challenges, and it's helping people with that. That's exactly what the podcast Potent Doses is about. It's easier for me to demonstrate it than explain it. I can do it if you want to play along.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Brian Rose is about to have an interview, right? Lights, camera, action, baby. Pull the trigger. That's your coursework, your pre-interview checklist, right? 2 minutes before we walk in the studio, you get a phone call that mom got rushed to the hospital, right? This is a call to action. but you're about to have an interview. Maybe not with Dave McNamara, but maybe Dave McNamara, maybe someone, but this is what you do, right? It's interrupted. Even if you go through with the interview, your alignment's off, your focus is shot. You're thinking about mom. This happens all over. The bulk of your subscribers, right? It's not a matter of if, it's when. Now that's the dose. Let's make it potent. Fast forward 5 weeks, mom's back from the hospital, someone's taking care of her at the house, you're back on track, you're doing interviews and everything else. You get a phone call just before walking in the studio, right? The caregiver that's supposed to take care of your mother is mistreating your mom. Now where's your alignment now? Now, think about CEOs, think about you, think about people that are, you know, they have a propensity for trying to be a better, elevated version of themselves. A lot of people don't think that way. You're helping that evolution, you know, with London Real. Another reason why I wanted to be a part of London Real. A lot of people don't see that. A lot of people don't get that. They have, they go from family caregiver, go from a regular person to becoming face-to-face with the sandwich generation, you know, where you're taking care of the babies, wiping noses and butts, cooking meals, grocery shopping, all those kind of things, and you know what's for dinner and laundry, life. You get a phone call. Your first inclination, this is based on my experience helping as many families as I've helped, your first inclination is to wrap your arms around that. And now you're taking care of life and your parents. That happens more often, you know, and it's grossly underestimated. It's disruptive. All of the elevating, all of the techniques that we employ to elevate ourselves to the best version we could be, right? I've already demonstrated to you how vulnerable that is, and just like that, one phone call,
right?
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
My intention is to help people. I can't take away the emotion. I'm not supposed to, but I can help you navigate that process better and get you to a new normal. Because default is always chasing you.
Yeah. What were the members of the community like in this course? What was it like watching other people develop their own pieces, and what did you learn from them, and did you get to know them?
Oh, I got to know them. They're, you know, there's a synergistic, if that's, you know, something you want to apply. There's a cohesiveness that's created in your program, where they're encouraging people, and you're getting this encouragement. Like I said, my first live video, I got encouragement from Dubai, Ireland, England, Australia, United States. Little old me. You know, it's just incredible. So, and yeah, we stay in touch. We're actually going to have drinks after this. I made reservations at one of the restaurants, walking over to the studios today from my hotel. So yeah, whole new family. It really is great, Brian.
Yeah, no, it's amazing watching you guys meet each other for the first time. It's awesome. How are you different? If we walked out on the street and bumped into David, who didn't take this course, what's that guy like compared to you now?
Oh, focused. There's a different purpose. There's a different focus. Where before I would allow a lot of distractions. I won't do that anymore. It's a different thing. If it doesn't serve me, if it doesn't fit my purpose, I won't give it the time of day. And I have to say, a lot of that came from your accountability doc. It's incredible curriculum, you know, and it's that vibrant red, where when you finish a module or you finish a task, it goes to this beautiful green, but that red blob in that Excel spreadsheet will keep you up at night. It has.
And that's made you more focused now because you've been through that accountability experience.
Totally.
Okay.
And I've learned how to apply it to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Also, something else that and literally, this is in the first 2 weeks of the course, Brian. It's getting to the why. Where I may have reverse engineered it, if you will. I already had a business. I just needed to find another way to help more people. And I wanted to do it with, you know, within my alignment, my ethos. And finding that why was part of your coursework. Why David? David's folks have been gone for decades. My mom and dad have been gone for decades. You know, I met my wife and she was having these struggles with her mother. You know, and away we go. I'm part of the sandwich generation. I was immune to it before. You know, so yeah, it's a different level of focus.
Yeah, I can see it on you. It's scary. It's in a good way. You seem like a man on a mission, which is great. You know?
Well, it's important. Like I said, and I don't mean to get into your kitchen or into your head or invoke emotions, but like I said, when people are going through this transformative time, there's a component of vulnerability. Even when you're done, there's always a default, you know? So this puts fuel on the fire when you get a phone call like that. When you have a bad caregiver, you know, these are the things that I want to discuss on Potent Dose Radio. Is what do you do when your mother loves a bad caregiver? What do you do? You know, how do you know you have a good caregiver?
Yeah.
What questions to ask? You know, those kind of things.
So this is what is upcoming on this podcast. So I love it. Last question to someone who's on the edge about broadcasting, thinking about doing it. What do you tell them?
Oh, well, they need to understand what they're in for. You know, I love using this analogy this is no real stretch of the imagination. This is some of the greatest revolutions in history. There wasn't a single shot fired. I'll give you an example. The atomic bomb, right? Now, that's a weapon, but when they detonated the atomic bomb, people will never think the same way again, right? The invention of consumer credit, something as subtle as that, people will never think the same way again. They don't think about that often, but that's a construct, right? How about the silicone chip? People will never think the same way again. What you're doing is the next evolution of that. You know, it's a revolution of the mind. People are evolving in the same way, and they'll never think the same way again. That's what your program is promoting in people. They're joining that revolution. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
So it's, people are never going to think the same way again. Do it. Pull the trigger. Be a part of it. Don't consume the social media. Produce it.
Yeah. Amen to that. David, thank you for being with us on this course. You have tons of passion and energy. I love the name Potent Doses. And I can see, you know, everyone can tell just from the time we just spent together that you really care in a really passionate way. So go out and crush this thing.
Absolutely.
And change a lot of lives and change this industry. You're part of the family now, you got the community, so let's do some big things in the next 12 months, shall we?
I'm planning on it.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
At London Real, we believe that individual transformation can change the world. Join us and start your journey today.